Thou shalt not steal. But who am I to tell you how to live your life, how to achieve goals in this sport? After all, I'm no judge or no jury. You know, one thing I can't take away from you, Tim, is that you are, at this point in time, the holder of the Cruiserweight title. You can call yourself the Cruiserweight champion. But one thing that's absolutely sure is you cannot run forever. You can't duck me forever. At some point in time, your head's going to be on the chopping block, Tim Donst. You're going to look when your head is on that chopping block at a man holding an axe. That man will be me. You're not going to run from me, Tim. I'm going to bring the axe down and fill this headgear. Because it's mine now. It's not yours anymore. You think you can steal something from me? Well, that's the only thing you've done if you've stolen someone else's property. That's my title. And I demand it back. You can't hide. You can't run. Your time will come.
Welcome, wrestling fans, to another edition of The Pulse right here on HWAOnline.com. I am your host, Chris the Brain, and we have just heard from the former Cruiserweight champion, Astonishing Aaron Williams. He has issued the challenge to Tim Donst for CyberClash 4.0. He wants his rematch. He wants his title back. Will Tim Donst accept? We will find out later on in The Pulse. But next week, April the 1st, right here at the Sword Opera House, it is going to be a no-holds-barred main event. John Moxley and Deja Vu Richard Phillips go at it one-on-one. Anything goes in this situation, and right now, both men are standing by with comments.
Surprise, John. It's me, your good old friend Deja Vu Richard Phillips. You know, the guy you messed with for about the past 2 months, 3 months, getting on my nerves, interfering in matches and stuff. Well, I decided to interject myself into one of your matches, John. Steak line, that ring a bell. Steak line, capital letters. How your chest feel, John, huh? Your chest feel good? Having trouble breathing? That's some Mucinex. Spray it in there real quick. You know what? All of this time, I'm thinking, you know what? I really need to get my payback. But you know what? Tonight, when I steak lined you, oh my God, it felt so good, John. It felt so good. It felt so good, John. And you know what? I don't apologize for it, bro. I don't apologize for it at all. In fact, I want to do it again as many times as I can possibly steak line you. I want to do it, John. I want to take your head off your shoulders. You see, every dog has his day, John. Every dog has his damn day. You know what? You come in my matches, I come in yours. You cost me a match, I take your head off. Hey, it seems like equal to me, bro. It seems equal to me. But you know what? Next week, bruh. Next week, no holds barred. Me and you, I finally get you along. Ain't nobody else over here. Ain't nobody else over here. My people out, your people out. It's just me and you, bruh. We going head to head. You know what? If you leave with your head on your shoulders, just call it a good day. GP Cole with a K. Holla.
I love you, Richard. I love you, Richard. But I hate getting clotheslined in the head. But I love when that animal comes out in you, that aggression that you need, that you've always been missing. But I hate when I go unappreciated. Everything I ever did for you was for your own damn good, but you never stopped to think about it. I understand this is a trying time for you, and you're under a lot of stress, seeing as how the GP code is in shambles. Andre, the guy you've been sneaking into neighborhood pools with since you were 10 years old, you can't even trust him anymore. But that gives you no excuse for turning your back on me. I thought you would be different. I really thought you would be different, but you turned out to be just like everybody else. There's a big difference between me and those snakes in the grass you call your friends. People seem to have a hard time figuring me out, but really, it's pretty simple. I wear my thoughts and my emotions pretty much on my sleeve. And you turned out to be like everybody else. You would rather be in the GP code and sit around and wait for those guys who just want to ride your coattails to the top, to use you up, to turn their backs on you so you can come crying back to me to tell me I was right, but I'm not going to listen because you turned out to be like everybody else. Like all these fans who come here every week and they cheer at me and they yell at me and they spit at me and they throw shit at me. You never stood up for me once. No, you go hang out in the parking lot with them after the show. And you go to the after parties with them. And you all laugh at me. And you call me names. And you call me a weirdo. And you call me worthless. And you call me a screw-up. And you all say that John Moxley is one big joke. If you want to keep laughing at me, you have to pull off the biggest win of your entire career at the Sorg Opera House next week. You have to beat me. You can't, and you won't. Because it's no holds barred, no disqualifications, no rules, and no limits to what I can do to make you understand.
Next week's main event, April the 1st, it's that no-holds-barred match between Jon Moxley and Deja Vu Richard Phillips. You are not going to want to miss that. And you are not going to want to miss the main event on Saturday night, April the 18th. We talked about it last week. It's our return to the Cincinnati area as we invade the Norwood Recreation Center for CyberClash 4.0, the main event. Crist defending the HWA Heavyweight title against JT Star. And we learned last week that there must be a winner. We don't know much more about it. All we know is it's been stated that match will have a decisive winner. To shed some more light on that situation, let me bring out the president of the HWA, Mr. Tim Tatum. Mr. Tatum, welcome to the Pulse.
Thanks, Brain. Yes, like I said, there will indeed be a very definitive winner after the match on April the 18th between Crist and JT Star. To do that, I've had a brilliant idea.
Brilliant?
It's brilliant. I've been drinking a little bit. Don't mind me. But what we're going to have is we're going to have 3 judges at ringside watching the match. And what's going to happen is if this match goes to a time limit draw, double count out, double disqualification, no contest, there's going to be a winner. So if we have to throw it to the judges, we will, or it could be up just straight up 1, 2, 3. But we will have a definitive winner after the heavyweight title match on April 18th.
Well, I have a question, obviously, a follow-up to that. Who are the judges?
Well, to make things a little bit fair, I will have the entourage pick their own judge. Crist will be allowed to pick his own judge. I will have to approve them because they have to be very impartial, and I have to approve them. There will also be a third, also very impartial referee that myself and the HWA Executive Committee will determine who that third official will be. But there will indeed be a winner. There will be a clear-cut HWA heavyweight champion after the CyberClash 4.0 event at April 18th in Norwood.
3 judges. Who's it going to be? Well, we're going to find out, I'm sure. But right now, standing by with his reaction to this stipulation, the HWA heavyweight champion, Crist.
So let me get this straight. CyberClash 4.0. JT Star versus Crist 4. There will be a clear-cut winner. A panel of judges. I get to pick a judge, and JT Star gets to pick a judge. And for the third partial judge, the HWA gets to pick it, right? Am I correct on that? I think that's just what I heard, right? So, let me think here. JT Star, you have a shady past, right? Who are you going to get? I know who I'm going to get. All I have to do is make a phone call. In fact, I'm going to make this phone call this weekend. I'll see you guys next week.
Just 1 month ago, I was so excited to make my return to the HWA. And just 3 days later, I was sidelined with an injury and unable to compete. But that doesn't even compare with how excited I am to make my return to the HWA next Wednesday, April 1st. Dick Rick, you and I have never met in the ring before, but next Wednesday, there's a forecast for Lightning.
See that Tim Lutz back off the injured reserve and will be back in action right here April the 1st. Wednesday night. It's the weekly tradition. He'll be taking on the DR himself, Dick Rick Leykis, as he's now referring to himself. We talked about it earlier, the no-holds-barred main event between Jon Moxley and Deja. Also, the astonishing one, Aaron Williams will take on JT Star, and Andre Hart will take on the man who has the final word, Tim Donst, the HWA Cruiserweight champion. And let's see if he answers the challenge Aaron Williams issued earlier.
You know what? I should be really happy right now. In fact, I should be ecstatic. I mean, after all, I'm the Cruiserweight champion. I just won tag of trios. Let's be honest, I'm probably the best looking guy in HWA, minus the hybrids. But I'm not. You know why? Because I'm a little sore right now. Heck, I'm a little hurt. But that's okay too, because I'd rather be upbeat than to be beaten up. In fact, a little birdie told me that, Aaron Williams, you want a rematch against me April 18th at CyberClash? Well, that's just fine. I'm not scared of your kicks. I'm not scared of those forearms of yours. Oh, and I'm definitely not afraid of your crippler crossface. Don't even try to put it on me, because I'm not scared of it, okay? I'm not. But, just in case you want to try pulling it on me, even though you shouldn't, April 18th is going to be our only match ever. It's going to be the only chance for you to win the title from me ever. It's going to be the only chance you get me back for cutting off that hair of yours. So Aaron Williams, April 18th. I'll see you there.
We've been doing this for years!